Hey, this is Anthony from RevZilla TV. We can watch, decide, and ride. Welcome to our detailed breakdown of the new Sena 3SB and 3SW Bluetooth communicators available at RevZilla.com. New to the Sena lineup, this is your 3SW and this is your 3SB. They're both entry level, they're both sub $100 and new entrants within the Sena line. The 3SW means wired, and it's talking about the microphone. So in a full face helmet scenario, here are your two speakers, here's your controls, and this is going to be wired in front of your face. In a modular situation, you're looking at the 3SB, which is a boomed setup. Still two speakers installed, but now you have everything, including your two control buttons, worked into the boom. Now remember, if you're new to the motorcycle Bluetooth comm realm, there's going to be a base level of functionality. It allows via Bluetooth you to pair two devices. So you can pair your iPhone, you can pair your nav system, you could pair a second rider, so you could be going two up, and you have about 200-yard range here. But this is different than what we'd see from like an SMH10 or a Sena 20S, which are both rider-to-rider communicators as well as Bluetooth comm devices. And again, it's because you're very limited in what you can pair. But again, you're making some trade-offs here. You still get 8 hours of talk time. You're still going to get 7 days of standby, which again are great ranges. But you still have a premium quality of the speakers, but you've really simplified here. No voice command, no FM radio. It doesn't pair with the app. You can absolutely firmware upgrade these guys, but what you can't do is have that conference system where you're having yourself talk with 3 other riders while you're still connected to your phone and listening to music. You really have to kind of pick one or the other here, and you really only have 2 options. So that's the trade-off you're going to need to make if you're thinking about going full bore, which is I want to be able to talk to my guys that are riding with me or gals, and I want to be connected to my nav unit and connected to my phone to make phone calls and listen to music. Or you really just want to simplify and say, hey, I'm listening to music, or I have my nav, or I have my rider, but it's only going to be 2 connections at once because it's just Bluetooth. Keep that in mind. Now, from a fit and installation standpoint, we like where they've gone here. It's the first fully waterproof unit we've seen from Sena, but we do have a couple of nitpicks. So if we look at it, this is my wired unit, better suited for a full face helmet because again, it's low profile, which we like. It's going to come around to the front. We also like the fact that it's only 2 buttons. And you turn it on and off by holding them both down. You can see the light that's lighting up on the side here of the speaker. But when we get into the speakers, this is where a little bit of my gripe happens. So because they've made the unit itself so low profile, and they've done this over here as well, where lots of the processing and technology is actually built into the speaker itself, what they've done is they've made it a hair thicker. What they've also done, as you can see here on the side, is you have speaker wires coming from both sides on the side that's going to go to your control unit. If your helmet does not have speaker cutouts, it's going to be a little bit harder to use these guys. A lot of times what we see from an SMH10 or a 20S or some of the other Sena models is the speakers are just speakers and they're going to be a hair lower profile. This guy probably adds a 1/16 to an 1/8 of an inch, which if you don't have those speaker cutouts, you're going to feel. The other thing, Sena, if you're listening, that I'm going to call out, is you have wires coming out of both sides. And many times on helmets that do have a speaker cutout, you'll also have a little notch for the wires to run out. It's a little tougher because one side's going to have that notch and the other side's not because you have speaker wires on both sides. So again, depending on your tolerance for this, depending on the size of your ears, depending on the depth of the cutouts, you might have to take that into consideration. So I would say definitively look within your helmet, and if you want to be safe, make sure you have speaker cutouts before you buy a 3SW or a 3SB. Now, if we move over to the boom side of things, and remember too, it's an electronic, and once you open the box, we don't have the ability to take these back because there's a lot of components that go into these. I just want to call that out. Remember, we will ship for free over $39. And before I dive into 3SB here, remember, click our logo, subscribe to us at RevZilla TV. I'd love to hear your questions, your gut reaction, or your comments on these 2 new units from Sena. Now, we move over into our boomed version. Remember, fully waterproof. This is a version that works really, really well with a modular helmet because you're not wiring that speaker in, and it'll still work with the chin bar open. Notice your 2 buttons here. It's going to sit in place. It has that similar feel, which is adjustable from Sena. And then again, there's going to be 2 speakers connected to it as well. The other thing I didn't call out is that you can absolutely charge these while you're riding them, which is really nice. You don't have to take it off and stop using it if you start to run low on juice. But again, 8 hours of talk, 7 days of standby, and the fact that you can firmware upgrade them is a really nice touch. Keep in mind that before I would buy one of these, I would watch our Sena SMH10 breakdown or the SMH10R. I would also look at the 20S and really understand what you're foregoing by really going for their base level unit. The next step in your journey is to click right here, read other rider reviews of the new 3SW and 3SB from Sena at RevZilla.com. You don't have to take my word for it. As always, we'll ship for free over $39. If you want to talk to a gear geek, see us at RevZilla.com or 877-792-9455. Thanks for watching our detailed breakdown. Remember, subscribe to us on the YouTubes. I'm Anthony. We'll see you next time.